All right, let's dive in. Generative AI has, completely taken over. It's got so much potential for just about any business out there. But with all that power, well, it brings up a ton of questions. And really, the biggest one of all is about trust. So today, we're going to talk about exactly how we build that trust. First, check out this number because it really tells the story. A recent AWS survey found that for 44% of small business owners, that's almost half, their number one worry about AI is data security. And look, this isn't just some made-up fear, it's a very real wall that's stopping businesses from jumping in. The potential is massive, but so is the hesitation. And that really gets us to the heart of the matter, doesn't it? How do we get past the initial, wow, this is cool phase, and into a place where AI is used everywhere, with confidence? How do we build that solid bridge from amazing potential to actual real-world trust? To figure that out, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by really digging into this trust gap. Then, we'll look at a blueprint for how to fix it. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how AI assurance actually works, check out some tools you can use, and then we'll wrap up by looking ahead. Let's do it. Okay, first up, the AI trust gap. So on one side, you have these incredible AI tools that can do almost anything. And on the other, you've got these totally valid concerns about security, about bias, about whether you can really rely on them. That gap is what we need to close. So to really get what AI assurance is, just think about something we all understand: financial audits. You wouldn't just take a company's word that their books are in order, right? Of course not. You rely on an independent audit to prove it. Well, AI assurance is the exact same idea. It's about getting an independent check to verify that an AI model is solid, which in turn builds that critical trust with the people using it. So how do we actually put this into practice? Well, the great news is we're not starting from zero. We can look at some amazing examples out there like Singapore's Model AI Governance Framework. Think of it as a really clear, well-thought-out blueprint for building an entire ecosystem of trust. And wow, this thing is comprehensive. It breaks down trust into 9 different areas. You've got the stuff you'd expect, like accountability and security. But then you have these really forward-thinking ideas, like content provenance, which is all about tracing where AI content came from, and even AI for public good. It's a complete picture. Now, while all 9 of these are absolutely crucial, for today, we're going to zoom in on one that is truly the foundation for everything else, the bedrock of trust, and that's testing and assurance. All right, this is where it gets real. AI assurance isn't some fluffy, abstract idea. Nope. It's a structured, engineering-like process. It's got clear steps designed to bake trust right into the AI systems from day one. The first big piece of the puzzle is third-party testing. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like getting an inspection before you buy a house. You bring in an independent expert, someone with no skin in the game, to kick the tires and make sure everything works the way it's supposed to. And why is this so critical? Because an external audit does so much more than just check a box. It proves you're following the rules. It gives users a transparent look under the hood. It builds incredible credibility for your company. And all of that together, well, that's how you earn real trust. But there's a catch. How will you test things fairly if everyone is making up their own rules? It would be chaos, right? It's like trying to run a race where everyone has a different size yardstick. That's why we need standardization. It's all about creating one common set of rules so we can actually compare apples to apples. So, how do we make that happen? It's basically a 2-step move. First, we all start using common tools, which just makes everything faster and easier. Then, we take what works and make it official through organizations like ISO and IEEE. That way, we have a real, industry-wide baseline. And that brings up one last really important question. Who tests the testers? I mean, how do we know the auditors themselves are legit? That's where trusted accreditation comes in. Just like with finance, we need a formal system to certify that AI testers are qualified, independent, and totally objective. So at the end of the day, the goal here is simple but really powerful. We need to build a whole community, a deep pool of skilled and independent auditors specifically for AI. That's how we professionalize this field and make trust something you can build at scale. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds amazing for some giant tech company, but what about the rest of us? Well, I've got some fantastic news. There are practical tools you can use right now, no matter the size of your business. First on the list is something called the Testing Starter Kit for LLM apps. LLM just means large language model, the tech behind tools like ChatGPT. This kit is an incredible resource that basically gives you a step-by-step guide for running your own internal safety tests.
Seriously, think of this as your pre-flight checklist. You wouldn't launch a plane without running through the checks, right? It's the same idea. Before you launch your AI app, this kit helps you walk through all the essential safety checks to catch problems early. It's the perfect place to start.
But what if you're ready for the next level? For those more complicated or high-stakes projects, there's the Global AI Assurance Sandbox. This is an initiative where you can get access to some seriously high-level expert technical testing for your AI models. And here's the really cool part. It's not a one-way street. When you participate, you get access to world-class testing. But at the same time, you're helping to create the data that will shape the next generation of testing standards for everyone. It's a total win-win. So let's bring this all home. We started out with this problem, this big AI trust gap. But we've seen there's a clear path forward, a path built on independent testing, on common standards, and on trusted accreditation. And if you take away just one thing today, please let it be this. It's so easy to think of all this testing and governance stuff as something that slows you down, that gets in the way of innovation. But that is completely backwards. Assurance isn't a barrier. It is the foundation. It's what gives us the confidence to innovate faster, to build bigger, and to create tech that people can actually welcome into their lives. So I'll just leave you with this final thought. Building trust isn't somebody else's problem to solve. It's on all of us. So think about it. What's the first small, practical step your business can take on this journey? It could be as simple as downloading that starter kit. Whatever it is, the journey starts now. Thanks for tuning in.